Welcome to the English Podcast.
For listening and speaking.
Welcome, everybody. I'm Emily, and I'm here with my co-host, Brian.
Hey everyone, today we're diving into something that changed both our lives completely.
Finding jobs abroad. But before we jump in, picture this scene with me.
You're sitting at your gate, waiting for your flight. Your phone buzzes with an email.
Subject line reads, Interview invitation, marketing manager position, Amsterdam. Your heart starts racing.
That moment when everything becomes real. The international job search isn't just a dream anymore.
Exactly. But getting to that moment, that's where most people get stuck.
They think, if only I knew where to start. If only I understood the process.
Well, listeners, you're in the right place. We've both navigated this journey successfully.
Emily landed her dream role in Berlin. I found my calling in Singapore.
And we made every mistake possible along the way, which means we can help you avoid them.
Today's episode covers 7 crucial stages, from initial research to your first weeks abroad.
Before we continue, quick question for you. Have you ever seriously considered working internationally?
Maybe you've browsed job boards late at night, dreaming of a fresh start somewhere new.
Or perhaps you've wondered if your skills would translate in a different country and culture.
Either way, you're not alone. The international job market is more accessible than ever.
Remote work opened doors. Digital nomad visas became mainstream. Companies embraced global talent.
Before we dive deeper, let me share a personal story that really illustrates why strategic targeting matters so much.
Oh, this is the one about your cousin James who moved to Australia for mining engineering, right?
Exactly. James spent 2 years applying randomly to mining companies worldwide. Canada, Chile, South Africa, Mongolia, you name it. 0 success.
Then he discovered that Australia was actively recruiting international mining engineers due to a skills shortage, particularly in Western Australia.
He spent 6 months learning everything about the Australian mining industry. Regulatory frameworks, major players, recent project developments, even the visa pathways specifically for skilled mining professionals.
The result? 3 job offers within 4 months of starting his targeted approach. He went from 0 responses to multiple companies competing for his services.
This brings us to research methodology. Most people Google jobs in country and call it research. That's not nearly enough for international success.
Let me share some specific research tools that most people don't know about. Start with government labor market reports. They're gold mines of information.
Canada's Job Bank, Australia's Labour Market Insights, the UK's Workforce Intelligence Network. These show skills shortages, salary ranges, and hiring trends by region and industry.
Professional recruitment firms' market reports are incredibly valuable too. Companies like Michael Page, Hayes, and Robert Walters publish annual salary surveys by country and industry.
And don't overlook trade publications and industry associations. They often discuss upcoming projects, skills demands, and regulatory changes that create job opportunities.
Here's something crucial that many miss: networking strategy needs to be completely different for international job searches.
You can't just rely on your existing network when targeting jobs in other countries. You need to build relationships from scratch, and it requires a different approach entirely.
Virtual networking becomes essential. Join LinkedIn groups specific to your target country and industry. But don't just lurk, actively contribute valuable insights and ask thoughtful questions.
Attend virtual industry events, webinars, and conferences hosted by organizations in your target countries. Many companies announce expansion plans or new hiring initiatives at these events.
Informational interviews are incredibly powerful for international job searches. Most professionals are willing to spend 15 to 20 minutes sharing insights about their market with someone genuinely interested.
But here's the thing. Opportunity doesn't guarantee success. You need strategy.
You need to understand what makes international hiring different from domestic recruiting.
Cultural nuances, legal requirements, visa sponsorship, relocation logistics, it's complex.
But not impossible. Think of it like learning a new language, intimidating at first.
Once you understand the grammar and vocabulary, everything starts making sense.
So let's break down this process step by step, starting with the foundation.
Research and targeting. This is where most people either nail it or completely mess up.
Brian, Tell them about your initial approach, the scattergun method, as we call it.
Oh, the classic mistake. I applied everywhere. Tokyo, London, Sydney, New York, Dubai.
Different time zones, different visa requirements, different cultural expectations. Total chaos.
I was trying to be everything to everyone. Generic applications, no real focus.
The result? Radio silence. Maybe a few automated rejection emails if he was lucky.
Exactly. Then I learned about strategic targeting. Game changer? Absolutely.
So, listeners, here's your first actionable step. Choose maximum 3 target countries.
Ideally, countries where you have some connection. Language skills, cultural familiarity, or industry knowledge.
For each country, research these key factors: cost of living versus salary expectations,
Visa requirements for your nationality and profession. This varies dramatically by country.
industry presence, and growth trends. Is your sector thriving there or declining?
Local job market dynamics. Unemployment rates, hiring practices, networking importance.
And cultural workplace norms, hierarchy levels, communication styles, work-life balance expectations.
Let me give you a practical example. I was targeting Singapore for fintech roles.
Singapore has positioned itself as Southeast Asia's financial technology hub, right?
Exactly. Government incentives for fintech companies, growing startup ecosystem, regulatory support.
But Brian also researched the challenges: high cost of living, competitive talent pool.
Strong emphasis on educational credentials and previous experience in established financial markets.
So he tailored his entire approach around those insights: applications, networking, even his LinkedIn profile.
Now, let's talk about city selection within countries. This is super important.
If you're in tech, you might think London equals UK. But what about Manchester or Edinburgh?
Growing tech scenes, lower cost of living, potentially less competition for international candidates. Emily, your Berlin story is perfect here. You almost overlooked it completely.
I was fixated on Paris and Amsterdam for marketing roles in Europe.
Traditional marketing hubs, established multinational corporations, obvious choices.
But Berlin, thriving startup ecosystem, lower barriers to entry, English-friendly work environment.
Plus, companies there were actively seeking international talent for diversity and global perspective.
Sometimes the best opportunities are in places you haven't considered yet.
Here's a practical research framework. Start with industry reports and government economic data.
Then move to professional networks, LinkedIn groups, industry associations, expat communities.
Connect with people who've made similar moves. Most are surprisingly willing to share insights.
Don't forget about international recruitment agencies. They know the market dynamics intimately.
And company research. Study their recent expansions, international hiring patterns, company culture.
Quick question for you. What's driving your international job search interest?
Career advancement opportunities, cultural experience, better work-life balance, higher compensation.
Understanding your motivation helps focus your research and target selection process.
Now, let's move to something that trips up almost everyone: resume and CV formatting.
Oh boy, the number of cultural mistakes you can make here is staggering.
Different countries have completely different expectations for application documents.
In Germany, for instance, a comprehensive CV with personal details is standard practice.
Photo, marital status, date of birth, information that would be illegal to request in the US.
Meanwhile, UK employers prefer concise, achievement-focused CVs without personal photos.
And in Japan, the relocation format is extremely structured and formal.
Handwritten applications are still common for certain traditional companies there.
The key lesson? One size definitely does not fit all countries.
You need country-specific versions of your resume, different formats, different emphasis points.
Let me share a specific example. My Singapore applications versus my Australia applications.
Singapore values technical credentials and formal education highly, correct?
Exactly. So I led with my certifications, detailed my educational background prominently.
While in Australia, the focus was more on practical achievements and collaborative experiences.
Different cultural values reflected in hiring preferences and document expectations. Emily, tell them about your cover letter nightmare. That's always a good story.
Oh no, I used my standard American cover letter format for European applications.
Very casual, direct approach. I'm excited about this opportunity, and I'd love to discuss.
But European business communication tends to be more formal and structured, right?
Particularly in Germany and Switzerland. Formal salutations, proper business language throughout.
I probably came across as unprofessional or culturally unaware. Not ideal first impressions.
Here's what we recommend. Research local CV templates and business communication norms first.
Government career services websites often have country-specific guidance and templates.
Professional associations in your target country can provide industry-specific formatting advice.
And consider working with local career coaches or resume writers initially.
They understand nuances that online guides might miss. Cultural subtleties matter enormously. Let me give you some specific examples of how dramatically CV expectations differ between countries. This will save you from major cultural mistakes.
In France, the CV tradition includes listing your age, marital status, and nationality at the top. What Americans would consider personal information is standard professional context there.
Meanwhile, in Canada, they expect a much more detailed work history. Two-page CVs are completely normal, and they want specific achievements with quantifiable results for each role.
In the Netherlands, employers expect a very direct, no-nonsense approach, bullet points highlighting concrete skills and measurable accomplishments. Dutch business culture values efficiency over elaborate descriptions.
Cover letters present another massive cultural challenge. In some countries they're essential, in others they're barely read, and the expected tone varies dramatically.
Swiss employers expect extremely formal cover letters, with specific salary expectations mentioned up front. Being vague about compensation expectations is seen as unprofessional there.
Contrast that with Australia, where cover letters should demonstrate your cultural fit and enthusiasm for the Australian lifestyle. They want to know you're genuinely excited about living there, not just taking any job.
Don't forget about credential evaluation and translation requirements. Super important step.
Many countries require official translations of degrees and professional certifications.
Educational equivalency evaluations to demonstrate how your qualifications compare locally.
This process can take weeks or months. Start early. Don't wait until you need them.
Now, let's tackle something that makes most people nervous: international interviewing.
Time zones, cultural differences, technical challenges, it's a lot to manage.
But once you understand the dynamics, international interviews become much more manageable.
Time zone coordination is usually the first hurdle. Someone's always compromising on timing.
I had a final interview at 6 a.m. my time for a London position. Worth it though.
Pro tip: always confirm the time zone in writing. Daylight saving changes cause mix-ups.
And be flexible. Showing willingness to accommodate their schedule demonstrates cultural sensitivity.
Technology preparation is crucial. Test your internet, camera, microphone beforehand.
Have backup plans ready. Mobile hotspot, alternative device, phone number as fallback.
Nothing worse than technical difficulties during your dream job interview opportunity.
Cultural preparation is where you can really differentiate yourself from other candidates.
Research interview styles common in that country. Direct versus indirect communication preferences.
German interviews tend to be very thorough and detail-oriented, for example.
They might spend an hour discussing your educational background and technical competencies.
Whereas Australian interviews often focus more on cultural fit and team collaboration.
Tell us about a time you worked through conflict. Is huge in Australian corporate culture.
Here's something most people don't consider: the questioning about visa sponsorship.
They will ask about your work authorization status. Be prepared with clear, confident answers.
Know the visa categories you're eligible for. Understand the timeline and process.
And reassure them about your commitment to the role and relocation.
Employers worry about international hires changing their minds or having visa complications.
Address these concerns proactively. Show you've researched and planned thoroughly.
Let me share some specific strategies for handling the unique challenges of international video interviews. These techniques can make the difference between success and failure.
First, the technical setup needs to be flawless. Test your equipment with friends or family at the exact same time of day as your interview. Internet traffic varies significantly throughout the day.
Position your camera at eye level and ensure good lighting on your face. Avoid sitting with windows behind you, it creates silhouettes that make you harder to read emotionally.
The psychological dynamics of international video interviews are fascinating. Interviewers often have unconscious biases about remote candidates seeming less committed or harder to manage.
Counter this by being extremely specific about your relocation timeline, your research about their city and culture, and your concrete plans for the transition. Demonstrate that this isn't a whim.
Emily, share your story about the multiple interview rounds across different time zones.
Oh, that was intense. 5 interview rounds over 3 weeks for my Berlin position.
HR screening, hiring manager, peer interviews, presentation, final executive round.
Each scheduled around Berlin business hours, which meant early mornings for me.
The key was maintaining energy and enthusiasm throughout the extended process.
International hiring processes often take longer than domestic ones, more stakeholders involved.
Legal approvals, visa sponsorship evaluations, budget approvals for relocation packages.
Patience and persistence are essential qualities for international job searching success.
Let's talk about the exciting part: receiving job offers and negotiating terms.
International job offers are complex, more variables than typical domestic positions.
Base salary, relocation allowances, visa sponsorship costs, tax equalization, housing assistance,
Health insurance, education allowances if you have children, annual home leave provisions.
currency considerations, cost of living adjustments, repatriation clauses. It's comprehensive.
The biggest mistake is focusing only on the base salary figure.
You need to evaluate the total compensation package in context of local living costs.
A $80,000 salary in Singapore has different purchasing power than in Austin, Texas.
Research typical expatriate packages for your industry and seniority level beforehand.
International assignment surveys from consulting firms provide good benchmarking data.
Now, let's discuss negotiation strategy. It varies significantly by cultural context.
In some cultures, negotiation is expected and respected. Others find it aggressive or inappropriate.
German employers often appreciate direct, fact-based negotiation with clear justifications.
Japanese companies typically prefer more subtle, relationship-focused discussions about terms.
Research negotiation norms for your target country and industry combination.
Brian, tell them about your Singapore offer negotiation. That was masterfully handled.
Thank you. I focused on specific relocation challenges rather than just salary increases.
Smart approach, addressing legitimate business concerns rather than personal demands.
I requested temporary housing assistance and professional moving services coordination.
Plus an earlier start date for visa processing to avoid delays in their project timeline.
Framing requests as mutual benefits rather than personal preferences works much better internationally. Let me walk you through a real negotiation scenario to show how different this process can be internationally. This was my own experience with a fintech role in Switzerland.
Oh, the Swiss example. This is perfect because Switzerland has such unique compensation and relocation expectations compared to other countries.
The initial offer seemed incredibly high by American standards. But when I researched Swiss cost of living, particularly in Zurich, I realized it was actually quite modest for the local market.
Swiss employers expect very direct salary discussions with detailed justifications. I had to research comparable roles at similar companies and present market data to support any requests. Also important, understand your visa sponsorship implications before negotiating.
Some countries have minimum salary requirements for certain visa categories,
Or restrictions on how much companies can contribute to relocation expenses.
Knowledge of these constraints helps you negotiate within realistic parameters.
Now we reach the bureaucratic fun part, visa paperwork and relocation logistics.
This is where organization and attention to detail become absolutely critical.
Visa processes vary dramatically by country, nationality, and job type.
Some take weeks, others can take months. Some require in-person interviews, others don't.
The key is starting early and having all documentation properly prepared.
Birth certificates, educational transcripts, criminal background checks, medical examinations.
Many documents need apostille certifications or official translations, very time-consuming.
Work with your employer's immigration team or hire qualified immigration attorneys.
Don't try to navigate complex visa processes alone. Too many potential pitfalls.
Parallel to visa processing, start planning your actual relocation logistics.
International moving, temporary housing, banking setup, mobile phone plans, insurance transfers.
Pet relocations if applicable, school applications for children, driver's license transfers.
The administrative complexity can be overwhelming without proper planning and support.
Many employers offer relocation assistance programs. Take advantage of these resources. Let me share a comprehensive relocation planning timeline that can save you months of stress and prevent costly mistakes. This is based on helping dozens of people make international moves.
Start planning at least 4 months before your intended move date. The first month should focus entirely on documentation, gathering, authenticating, and translating all required papers.
Month 2 is for major logistics, booking international moving companies, researching housing options, understanding banking requirements, and beginning school applications if you have children.
Month 3 involves finalizing arrangements and handling notifications. This includes notifying current employers, updating address with financial institutions, organizing mail forwarding, and booking temporary accommodation.
The final month is execution mode, packing, final medical checkups, saying goodbyes, and handling last-minute visa appointments, plus creating detailed arrival checklists for your first weeks abroad.
Let's talk about some specific challenges that catch people off guard during international moves. These are the things nobody warns you about until it's too late.
Banking relationships are incredibly complex internationally. You can't just walk into a bank and open an account. Many require proof of local employment, local address, and sometimes even references from existing customers.
This creates a chicken and egg problem. You need a bank account to receive salary and rent apartments, but you need employment and housing to open accounts. Start this process as early as possible.
Mobile phone contracts are another surprising hurdle. Many countries require local credit history or substantial deposits for international newcomers. Research prepaid options and international carriers beforehand.
Tax implications are another crucial consideration that people often overlook initially.
You might owe taxes in multiple countries, need to file different reporting requirements.
Tax equalization agreements, foreign tax credits, Social Security totalization agreements.
Consult with international tax professionals before making the move. Avoid costly mistakes later. Emily, share your experience with the unexpected complications that arose.
Oh, the apartment hunting nightmare. Nobody warned me about German rental market requirements.
3 months advance, rent, security deposit, comprehensive income documentation, personal references.
Plus, I needed a Schufa credit report, which you can't get without German address history.
Classic catch-22 situation. Need housing to establish credit, need credit to get housing.
I ended up in temporary corporate housing for 3 months while sorting everything out.
This is why we recommend building buffer time into all your relocation planning.
Things take longer internationally, systems work differently, bureaucracy moves slowly.
Finally, let's talk about something really exciting. Your first weeks abroad.
This is when all the hard work and planning starts paying off.
But it's also when reality hits. New job, new country, new culture, all simultaneously.
The learning curve is steep, everything from grocery shopping to workplace norms.
Professional integration strategies become crucial for long-term success.
Observe before participating, listen more than you speak initially, learn the cultural rhythms.
When do people arrive? How long are lunch breaks? What's the meeting culture like?
How direct can you be with feedback? What's considered appropriate professional attire?
These seem minor, but they significantly impact how colleagues perceive your cultural fit.
Building relationships becomes extra important when you're the international hire.
Colleagues are curious about your background and perspectives. Use that as relationship building.
Share insights from your previous market experience when relevant and valuable.
Ask thoughtful questions about local practices. Show genuine interest in learning.
Participate in social activities. Workplace relationships often extend beyond office hours internationally.
Brian, tell them about your Singapore onboarding experience. That was really well designed. My company assigned a cultural buddy for the first 3 months.
Someone who could answer practical questions and provide cultural context for workplace situations.
Everything from how to use the office coffee machine to understanding hierarchical communication preferences.
That informal support made such a difference. Reduce the isolation of being new.
If your company doesn't provide this, create your own informal mentorship network.
Outside of work, join professional associations and expatriate communities early.
These networks provide both social support and ongoing career development opportunities.
Plus, they understand the unique challenges of international career transitions. Let me share something really important about your first few weeks that can make or break your long-term success. It's all about managing expectations and building sustainable routines.
The honeymoon period typically lasts about 2 weeks. Everything feels exciting and new. But then reality sets in, the grocery store layout is confusing, bureaucracy is frustrating, and you feel isolated.
This is completely normal. Cultural adjustment follows predictable patterns. Prepare for this dip in mood and energy around week 3 or 4. Having strategies ready makes all the difference.
Building a social support network becomes crucial for long-term happiness. Join hobby groups, sports clubs, or volunteer organizations within your first month. Don't wait until you feel lonely.
Workplace integration requires active effort beyond just doing your job well. Learn about office politics, understand unspoken communication styles, and figure out how decisions really get made.
Now, for success stories. Let's end with some inspiration for our listeners.
Sarah from Chicago landed her dream role with a renewable energy company in Copenhagen.
She targeted Scandinavia, specifically for their leadership in sustainable technology development.
9 months of strategic networking and skills development in clean energy sector.
She's now leading international projects and loves the Danish work-life balance culture.
Marcus transitioned from Atlanta banking to Singapore fintech startup leadership.
He spent 6 months building relationships and understanding the Southeast Asian financial ecosystem.
Now he's expanding their platform across multiple Asian markets. Career acceleration beyond expectations.
Rachel left New York marketing for Berlin's startup scene. She's now VP marketing.
Working with cutting-edge technology companies and building European market strategies.
Plus, she discovered a passion for European travel and international cuisine. Let me share more success stories that illustrate different paths to international career success. These show how diverse the opportunities can be.
David from Seattle transitioned from software engineering to data science leadership in Amsterdam. The Netherlands Tech Visa program and English-speaking work environment made the transition smoother.
He strategically upskilled in machine learning during evenings while working his Seattle job, then targeted Dutch companies specifically looking for AI expertise in financial services.
Jennifer left teaching in Minnesota to become an educational consultant for international schools across Asia. She now travels between Hong Kong, Singapore, and Bangkok designing curriculum programs.
She spent a year getting certified in international education standards and building connections with school networks abroad before making the leap. Now, she has the travel lifestyle she always wanted.
Let's dive deeper into industry-specific international opportunities. Different sectors have completely different global hiring patterns and requirements.
Technology professionals have some of the most accessible international pathways. Countries like Canada, Australia, and Germany have specific tech visa programs with faster processing times.
But within tech, certain specializations are in higher demand globally. AI specialists, cybersecurity experts, and cloud architects have the most opportunities right now across multiple countries.
Healthcare professionals face more complex international pathways due to licensing requirements, but the demand is enormous worldwide. Nursing especially has fast-track programs in many countries.
Financial services professionals should target established financial centers. London, Singapore, Hong Kong, and Switzerland dominate international finance, but Dubai and Luxembourg are emerging markets.
Now let's talk about the biggest mistakes people make in international job searches. Learning from others' errors can save you months of frustration.
Mistake number 1, underestimating the importance of local market knowledge. Many qualified candidates get rejected because they don't understand industry-specific practices in their target country.
Mistake number 2, focusing solely on salary figures without understanding total compensation packages. Benefits, taxation, and cost of living vary so dramatically between countries.
Mistake number 3, rushing the visa process or leaving it until the last minute. Visa complications can derail job offers even after they're signed. Start visa research early in your job search.
But before we wrap up, let me share some advanced strategies that separate successful international job seekers from those who struggle. These are the insider techniques most people never learn.
First, let's talk about strategic timing. Most people apply randomly throughout the year, but international hiring has distinct seasonal patterns that you can leverage for better results.
January through March is prime hiring season globally. Companies have new budgets, approved headcount, and fresh strategic initiatives. This is when most international positions get approved and posted.
But there are regional variations. European companies often slow hiring in July and August due to vacation culture. Asian markets tend to be more active in October through December for next year planning.
Now, let's discuss building your international professional brand. This goes far beyond just updating your LinkedIn profile. Breivik, you need a comprehensive global presence strategy.
Start by creating content that demonstrates your global mindset. Write articles about international business trends in your industry. Share insights about different markets you've studied or experienced.
Participate in international webinars and virtual conferences as both an attendee and contributor. Ask thoughtful questions, share relevant experiences, and connect with speakers afterward.
Language skills can be a massive differentiator, even if the job is conducted in English. Learning basic conversational skills in your target country's language shows cultural commitment and respect.
You don't need fluency, just enough to handle greetings, basic workplace interactions, and social situations. Apps like Babbel, Duolingo, or italki can get you to conversational basics in 3 to 6 months.
Let's dive deep into financial planning for international moves. This is where many people underestimate the complexity and costs involved. Poor financial planning can derail even successful job searches.
Start with a realistic relocation budget. Include visa fees, document authentication, international moving costs, temporary accommodation, and at least 3 months of living expenses as a buffer.
Currency exchange rates can significantly impact your finances. A $80,000 salary might look different when the exchange rate shifts 10% during your job search process. Consider timing and hedging strategies.
Research international banking options before moving. Some banks have global presence that makes transfers easier. HSBC, Citibank, and Deutsche Bank offer international banking services that can simplify your financial transition.
For those with families, international moves become exponentially more complex. Spouse employment authorization, children's education, healthcare access, and social support systems all require extensive planning.
Research spouse visa regulations early in your job search. Some countries require proof of relationship, financial support requirements, or even language proficiency tests for dependent visas.
International school applications can take months and require extensive documentation. Many have waiting lists, especially in popular expat destinations. Start applications immediately after accepting a job offer.
Healthcare systems vary dramatically between countries. Understanding insurance requirements, coverage gaps, and medical procedures can prevent expensive surprises. Some countries require health checks before visa approval.
Get comprehensive medical and dental checkups before moving. Gather all medical records, prescription information, and ensure you have sufficient medication supplies during your transition period.
Now let's discuss something most people don't think about until it's too late. Long-term career trajectory planning for international professionals. How do you build a sustainable global career?
The key is developing what I call global portability, skills, networks, and experiences that transfer across multiple countries and cultures. This becomes your international career insurance policy.
Focus on developing expertise that's valued globally, digital transformation, cross-cultural leadership, international project management, or regulatory compliance across multiple jurisdictions.
Build a truly global professional network, not just connections in your current country. Maintain relationships across multiple markets. These connections become invaluable for future opportunities.
Create what I call network nodes in multiple countries. These are trusted professional contacts who understand local markets and can provide intelligence about opportunities, cultural changes, and industry developments.
Let's address something that catches many international professionals off guard: reverse culture shock when returning home. Sometimes going back can be harder than the original move abroad.
You've changed, your home country has evolved, and your perspective has expanded. Friends and family may not understand your international experiences. This disconnect can be emotionally challenging.
However, your international experience becomes a competitive advantage. You bring global perspectives, cross-cultural skills, and international networks that most domestic professionals lack.
For those planning multiple international moves, you need to think strategically about geographic progression. Each move should build on the previous one, expanding your global footprint and market knowledge.
For example, starting in Singapore gives you Asian market exposure. Moving to London later adds European perspective, then perhaps New York for American markets. Each move exponentially increases your global credibility.
Let's explore international entrepreneurship opportunities. Many countries actively encourage foreign entrepreneurs through startup visas and business immigration programs. This can be an alternative path to traditional employment.
Countries like Canada, Australia, the UK, and Singapore have startup visa programs. These typically require a viable business plan, minimum investment amounts, and sometimes endorsement from approved organizations.
Remote work and digital nomad visas have created entirely new pathways for international careers. Countries like Estonia, Portugal, and Barbados offer digital nomad visas for remote workers.
These stories demonstrate common patterns: strategic targeting, passions, cultural adaptation.
Professional growth combined with personal adventure and expanded global perspectives.
What makes international careers so rewarding beyond just professional advancement?
You develop resilience, adaptability, and cross-cultural communication skills that are invaluable.
Plus broader professional networks, different industry perspectives, and enhanced problem-solving abilities.
These experiences make you a more valuable professional even if you eventually return home.
So, to our listeners who are considering this journey, where will you start?
Pick 3 target countries and start researching. Connect with expatriate professionals in your field.
Update your resume formats for international applications. Start building cultural knowledge.
Most importantly, remember that this is a marathon, not a sprint.
Strategic patience and persistent effort will get you to that airport gate email moment.
The moment when international career opportunities become your exciting new reality.
Thanks for joining us on Global Career Quest. We're Emily and Brian.
Remember, your international career adventure is waiting. Take the first step today.
Until next time, keep dreaming globally and planning strategically.
But wait, there's so much more we need to cover. Let's dive into some advanced tools and resources that can accelerate your international job search success. These are the professional secrets that recruiting experts use.
First, let's talk about AI-powered job matching platforms specifically designed for international roles. Tools like AngelList Global, Remote OK, and Nomadic Fanatic have algorithms that match your skills with global opportunities.
LinkedIn Sales Navigator is incredibly powerful for international networking when used strategically. You can filter by company size, location, and industry to identify key decision-makers in your target markets.
Crystal Knows is a fascinating tool that analyzes personality types based on publicly available information. This can help you tailor your communication style for different cultural contexts when reaching out to international contacts.
For salary research, go beyond basic sites like Glassdoor, PayScale International, Mercer's Global Compensation Surveys, and ECA International provide detailed cost of living and compensation data by city and industry.
Numbeo and Expatistan are excellent for cost of living comparisons, but also check government statistics. The OECD Better Life Index provides comprehensive quality of life metrics that affect your overall compensation value.
For interview preparation, platforms like Interview Buddy and Pramp offer mock interviews with professionals from your target countries. This gives you practice with different accents, communication styles, and cultural expectations.
Culture training platforms like GlobeSmart and Country Navigator provide detailed cultural profiles, communication preferences, and business etiquette guidelines for virtually every country in the world.
Visa preparation becomes much easier with the right tools. Visa HQ and iVisa provide comprehensive visa requirement databases, processing timelines, and document checklists for every country combination.
For legal document preparation, platforms like LegalZoom International and Rocket Lawyer Global help with document authentication, apostille services, and translation requirements. They can save you weeks of bureaucratic navigation.
Financial planning tools specifically for international moves include Wise for currency conversion and international transfers, Revolut for multi-currency banking, and HSBC Expat for comprehensive international banking services.
Tax planning tools like TaxAct International, Greenback Expat Tax Services, and My Expat Taxes help navigate complex international tax obligations. These platforms understand tax treaties and can prevent double taxation issues.
For relocation logistics, platforms like Santa Fe Relocation, Crown Relocations, and Allied International provide comprehensive moving services, but also consider digital platforms like Relocately and Jabatical for destination services.
Housing research goes beyond basic rental sites. Use Spot-A-Home, Housing Anywhere, and NestPick for international rentals. Corporate housing providers like Bridge Street and Oakwood offer temporary solutions while you establish residency.
Beyond LinkedIn, leverage specialized networking platforms like Shap for location-based professional networking, Bumble Biz for international business connections, and Meetup to find professional groups in your target cities.
Join international chapters of professional associations early in your search. Organizations like PMI for project managers, CFA Institute for finance professionals, or IEEE for engineers have global networks and local chapters worldwide.
Language learning tools have evolved dramatically. Beyond basic apps, try Tandem for conversation exchange with native speakers, HelloTalk for professional language practice, and Lingoda for business language courses specifically designed for professional contexts.
For business communication, platforms like Fluently Business and Speechling offer industry-specific language training. They focus on professional vocabulary, email etiquette, and meeting participation skills for different cultural contexts.
Managing international job searches requires sophisticated tracking. Tools like Huntra, Job Hero, and Teal help you track applications across multiple countries, time zones, and currencies, while managing different CV versions and cultural requirements.
Time zone management becomes critical. Tools like World Clock Pro, Time Zone iOS, and Clockwise help schedule interviews and networking calls. Calendly's time zone detection prevents scheduling disasters across multiple continents.
Building international credibility requires strategic content creation. Medium, Substack, and LinkedIn newsletters allow you to publish industry insights that demonstrate global market knowledge and thought leadership to international employers.
Speaking at international virtual conferences, contributing to industry podcasts, and participating in global webinar panels establish you as a globally minded professional. Platforms like SpeakerHub and BigSpeak help find speaking opportunities.
Industry-specific international job boards offer higher quality opportunities than general sites. For tech roles, use Stack Overflow Careers, AngelList Global, and Hired International. Finance professionals should focus on eFinancial Careers and Bloomberg Careers.
Healthcare professionals should explore Practice Match Global, Health Jobs UK, and Medici Global for international medical positions. Engineering roles are best found through engineering.com, Careers, and Global Engineer.
Government resources are often overlooked but incredibly valuable. EURES for European job mobility, the Canadian Job Bank for work permit positions, and Australia's Job Search provide official government-backed opportunities.
Embassy commercial sections and trade offices often maintain lists of companies seeking international talent. Contact the commercial attaché of your target country. They're specifically tasked with facilitating business relationships.
Let me share some advanced mistake avoidance strategies. One critical error is applying to jobs posted more than 60 days ago in competitive international markets. These positions are often filled, but remain posted for legal compliance reasons.
Another sophisticated mistake is ignoring company fiscal year cycles. Many international companies do hiring planning in quarters that don't align with January calendar years. Research your target company's fiscal years for optimal timing.
Email communication requires cultural sensitivity that most miss. German business emails expect formal structure and detailed information. Japanese emails often begin with seasonal greetings and relationship acknowledgments before business content.
American directness can seem rude in many cultures. British communication is more indirect with phrases like, "It might be worth considering," actually meaning, "You should definitely do this." Understanding these nuances prevents miscommunication.
Building a sustainable international career requires thinking beyond your next role. Consider developing expertise in areas that are globally scarce: renewable energy, healthcare technology, or cybersecurity, industries facing talent shortages worldwide.
Create what I call a global skills passport, continuously updated documentation of your international projects, cross-cultural collaborations, and multilingual capabilities. This becomes your competitive differentiator for senior roles.
International job searching involves more rejection than domestic searches. The key is understanding that rejection often isn't about your qualifications. It might be visa complications, budget constraints, or simply timing. Don't take it personally.
Maintain motivation by celebrating small victories, a positive informational interview, making a new international connection, or learning something new about your target market. These accumulate into bigger successes over time.
Building support systems is crucial for maintaining sanity during international job searches. Join Facebook groups like Expats in City or Digital Nomad Community to connect with others navigating similar challenges.
Platforms like Mentor Cruise and 10,000 Coffees connect you with professionals who've successfully made international career transitions. Their guidance can save you months of trial and error.
Measuring progress in international job searches requires different metrics than domestic searches. Track networking connections by country, cultural competency improvements, and market knowledge gains alongside traditional application and interview metrics.
As we reach the end of this comprehensive guide, remember that international career success isn't just about landing a job abroad. It's about building a global mindset, developing cross-cultural competence, and creating opportunities that didn't exist before.